Welcome to the Bear Down Level Up podcast, where we take you behind the scenes of logistics brokering and interview the brightest minds in business and logistics, sharing secrets to success so you can bear down and level up. Let's go.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Bear Down Level Up podcast. I am half of the hosting team here. My name is Desmond Clark, and this is
Santana.
Hey, thank y'all for coming back for another one. Hey, it was about a month ago that we told you guys that we were going to go over to the Netherlands and Amsterdam, and we was going to go to Breakbulk Europe. So we've been there, and we're back, and we're here to tell you all about that on this special episode of Bear Down Level Up podcast. We won't have an interview. We're not going to have Corey's Corner. We're not going to have the last word. We're going to talk to you about what we experienced over there and how we bringing it back to the U.S. and how we're getting ready to dominate in that space. But before we do that, let's hear from our sponsor.
At Bear Down Logistics, we don't just move freight, we move standards. For the brokers who are serious about their craft, the ones who don't guess, don't scramble, and don't chase, but execute with precision, discipline, and purpose. Bear Down Logistics was built for you because when you're operating at a high level, you don't need more options. You need the right partner. And for leaders responsible for moving freight inside your organizations, from sprinter vans to full truckloads to the most complex heavy haul and super load projects in the country, you don't get paid for average. You get paid for certainty, for execution, for getting it done right the first time. That's where we come in. At Bear Down Logistics, we specialize in solving the problems others can't. We bring clarity to complexity, and we execute the details in excellence consistently over time. That is the process of greatness. So if you're a broker looking to level up or a decision maker who refuses to leave execution to chance, it's time to partner with a team that operates like you do. Bear down and let's level up. Visit us at beardownlogistics.com. Again, that is beardownlogistics.com.
So, Louis, man, we went over to the Netherlands. We got it done. We flew across the pond. What's kind of your general takeaway from the time that we spent over there?
Well, first of all, beautiful golf course.
Beautiful golf course.
Golf course. It was a fun time. Key takeaway was we were right. We exactly what they needed, exactly what we wanted to offer is what they needed. So it worked out pretty well. I feel like it was a success.
Yeah, and so let's start right there. You said that we were correct. There was a build up to that though, and we use a lot of AI to kind of figure out, hey, when we go here, how do we fit in with what we do as a heavy haul operator, provider, whatever you want to call that. That's our specialty. That's what we do. We did a lot of research using AI and say, okay, in the total supply chain of things, what is our best approach to going over and initiating really good conversations? And what it boiled down to is that after doing the studying, we determined that where we fit in best is going over and becoming the U.S. execution arm for international and some domestic partners, for anybody international or domestic that was bringing project freight, project cargo to the U.S. shores, and from port to final destination, we will be your U.S. execution arm. Right. And I think we nailed that. How do you think those conversations went once we kind of told people exactly what we were there for?
So at first I felt like it was going to be hard to explain it, and we kind of you did pretty well in explaining to them what we were here for. And I think the most important part was we went straight to it. We went straight to the point after asking them a few questions and seeing where we would fit and if we fit. Because a lot of them are international. They're there to do exporting or importing to other countries, not so much the U.S. sometimes. So once we figured that all out, it went extremely smooth. Like the moment they said, wait, you guys do domestic freight in the US, and it was like they were more happy to see us than we were ecstatic to see them. But in that case, it was them. It was very different. And not that I wasn't expecting it, but it was surprising to say the least.
Yeah, I think it was because we were very, very clear, right? it wasn't anything that they had to think about.
Or try to understand.
Yeah,
It was
and you remember Nick, the Asian guy. I think he's from Vietnam, if I'm remembering right. But we went to him and we approached him and we told him, he was like, well, I'm here to meet US providers because he was like, I'm here to develop those relationships. And I was like, you're looking for us and we're looking for you.
Yeah.
And it just, those conversations, once they understood exactly who we were, not all conversations, because some people, they already have some US arms for execution. But there were a few that specifically needed exactly what we were providing. And I think that's why it was a success. We went over there trying to have 8 really, really good conversations. And I think we had maybe 12 to 15.
Yeah.
But when you look back, what was probably one of the better conversations that you think that we had over there?
We made a connection with somebody that actually doesn't even need our service.
But I know where you're going.
He was somebody that is extremely well connected. In not to say any names or companies, I don't know for sure.
Oh, we call him Christian.
Yeah, so Christian, we met Christian. He's so he's not a freight forwarder or anything like that. He's actually a part of the shipping lines.
Yeah.
So that is, I mean, if you know anything that's going on in the industry, in the market, it's going to be that guy or anyone. So I think that was the most, that's a long-term thing that you have, because you can always go back and just, gather information and just make connections with that. It's an ongoing network,
right,
with that one guy. With a client, it's business, right? So you have your loads, you have your things to do with them, and it can, could stop, it can keep going. But with that network that we made with Christian, it was good.
And how it all happened, I think it was like maybe the third person that we talked to.
Yeah.
And we went over, we knew it was a shipping line. We knew it wasn't our like direct plan. It was like, let's just go stop. And
I'm sure that's exactly what I was thinking. When you were walking up to it, I was like, I guess, we got nothing else to do. Like, it was like that.
Yeah.
We weren't expecting anything from them,
And we talked to one guy, and he was like, let me bring the US guy over here. And that was Christian, the guy, he's in Houston. And, we kind of had that dance at the beginning. Hey, this is what we do. And he was like, we do
I don't even know how it came up. We were like, we do a podcast. And we told him we do our meetings. I don't know how this came up, but we were like, we do our meetings in hoodies and stuff. And he's like, oh, dude, I do my meetings in flip-flops and shorts. And then from there, it was just like,
it was on.
Yeah. It was,
and do you remember what he said when he really he's bald headed, but he let his hair down, and he said something. Do you remember exactly what he said? He said, "Okay, let's go down this rabbit hole." He said, "Let's go down this rabbit hole," and that's when he just opened up everything. It's like, you guys need to be talking to this company. Yeah. This is connect here. This is another company you guys need to be talking to. Here's the connect here. Here's the guy. Here's the guy. Here's the guy.
Here are the conferences, the connection, the conventions to go to.
Yes, everything. He kind of laid it all out to us.
We had a 10-minute conversation, 15-minute conversation with him. He did all that. We had a great conversation. We walked away. No, at the end of the conversation, he says, as a matter of fact, on the spot, he goes, go check out this guy over there.
No. Okay. It wasn't on the spot, because you remember he followed up with us on the email.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, an email.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna send you an email right now with my information or whatever. Just respond back. He sends an email. We had walked away. It was probably 45 minutes later. I checked my email and I'm like, hey, thanks for everything. And then that's when
he was like, you need to cut it. He was like, come back to the booth.
Yeah.
I got somebody I need you guys to meet. And he handed us a card and he said, he's on the other side over there.
Yeah.
And we went over there and we met John. And now that we're back, right? So the whole thing for going over there is to make these connections, build these relationships, meet the people that we don't know that we should know. And so he introduced us to John. John is right here in Jacksonville. We're in the Orlando area, and they got ports all over the country. And John was like, hey, we have stuff coming in over the next few weeks. We have stuff coming in all year. Matter of fact, we're about to expand our operations 4 times what it is right now. And the very first weekday that we got back, well, we got back on Thursday night. So that next Monday, he had already sent us over a packing list and told us to bid on it.
Yeah. And we didn't even get to his room yet. Like if you were going to see him organically, right? We hadn't even got to his room yet. But because of the connection we made in the room prior with someone, we went into there and already had the deal going, you know? So, but that was my favorite.
What was amazing about that though, and it just goes to, you know, brokers getting from behind the computer, getting from behind the phone and going out and actually meeting people, is that conversation was so organic.
Oh man, it was smooth. And you would have thought that we knew each other.
After 3 minutes, 4 minutes, it was like, we're just boys now, just having a conversation. And it's like, when we got over there to John, I don't know if you remember John saying this, but he was like, Christian is the godfather of freight.
Yeah.
And if Christians say that you guys are good,
you guys are good.
You guys are good.
We did.
We just met this dude an hour and a half, 2 hours prior to that. And he vouched for us. And now we have opportunity from him vouching to us, from just like you said, let's just go over here and just talk to somebody. And they're not our customer, but hell, they move a lot of freight across the sea. So let's just have a conversation. Yeah. I think that was that was the best conversation that we had over there. And it's going to lead to, I think, a lot of opportunity after we talked to John.
Besides that one, what would you say was your favorite?
The one with Nick.
Nick's was good.
But because it was exactly, he was looking for us and we were looking for him.
Yeah. I remember when he said, we're actually here looking for, I looked up, I'm like, dude, this can't be real. Like, did we hit it right on? And he wasn't the first person. Multiple people said that. There was one lady that said, oh my God, that's so awesome that you guys are here, because I've been dealing with this for so many years. Every time she's like, I know everything all the way on the booking, when it gets loaded, when the ocean side transport, the moment it gets to the US, it's like everything becomes a mystery.
They don't know
and I'm like, honey, I'm here. I'm here. It's no more mystery. I felt like, dude, this is mine. Like, I got this one.
It's because they don't know the permit.
Yeah.
They don't know the Bible surveys. They don't. But that's exactly when we did study and using AI. It was there. They was like, these international companies, why they need you is because they know all the navigation across the seas and everything. But when it touches Texas, they don't know TDOT, TX regulations. They don't know the Florida regulations. They don't know any of these regulations that we know. And that's where we come in and we provide the value to them, because we know all of this stuff. And man, I think that work that we did prior to going over there, that was the big payoff. That was the win. And when we got over there, it was just the execution and parts of the sprouting of the fruits of the labor of doing the work prior to.
And just to elaborate on that, what we did pretty much was there's an exhibitor list for every conference that you go to. It should be. But for Breakbulk, they have an exhibitor list, so you know who's going to be there. So we ran through AI. I'll let you do that part, because we had through AI and kind of made a list of what companies were going to be there and what they specialize in. And then, he's trained, and I've kind of trained my AI a little bit on what we do, that it told us, hey, don't worry about these, focus on these guys. I mean,
you remember, it corrected us. They said, do not do that. Don't go in there with that, because we went in there initially and we talked about this on the initial podcast when we say that we was going to go across the Atlantic and have this. We were saying, hey, we could save companies 10, 20%.
It was telling us don't lead.
And AI was like, you're 70% right, but don't lead with that. Because it said that these companies, the money part is fourth or fifth down the list. Here are the first 2 or 3 things that they're looking for.
Yeah.
And it was dead on.
Oh, another interaction. They were just golden. So that was one of the things that we wanted to say, which was, hey, we're going to save you 10 to 20%. But then, we took AI's advice. We didn't say it. And one of the clients said, it'll save me 20 to 30% if I went directly with you guys. And I said, dude, this is, I don't know. I was grabbing, I'm going everywhere now. Every conference, I don't care where it's all going.
It was wonderful. Man, and so, neither one of us had ever been to the Netherlands, Amsterdam, and what was the actual city that we were?
Rotterdam.
Rotterdam, yeah.
We were Rotterdam, yeah.
And when we got there, basically we flew. Neither one of us slept because it was so uncomfortable.
Oh, man.
So we were up for like 32 straight hours. And as soon as we hit the ground in Amsterdam, it was like, okay, now what?
We got a cheeseburger.
This man had to go and eat.
Yeah, no,
I had to go and eat.
I had a cheeseburger for breakfast.
No, let's talk about the food on that flight. And I gotta call them out. JetBlue, don't ever serve that shit no more.
Yeah, we got to throw this stuff out, man.
It was some cold ass noodles. They were like, I don't know if it tasted stale or I don't know what it was.
It was definitely not al dente.
Yeah, it was the worst airplane food that I've ever had.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
But I ate it because I was hungry. You was lucky because you ate before we left.
I still took
you took some food on the plane.
Yeah, we got to Boston. In Boston, I had some time to grab a sandwich, a BLT,
And you brought it on the plane with you.
Yeah.
Because that was a 6 hour, 7 a.m. flight.
Because that would have been bad.
That food was so terrible.
So we didn't sleep the whole way. I maybe dozed off for 15 minutes and I couldn't. We get over there and we didn't go to bed till later that night.
Yeah, well, we touched around like 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
We probably got out of the airport and in our car. That was a long time in the airport. We spent 2 hours in the airport. We made that long ass walk over to the rental car place. That I had to walk my ass.
Yeah.
And you like, I'm stay here.
I'm seeing like the little kid in Walmart in the line when you're waiting for your mom to come and the cashier's come. Like, where's Taz? We got to get this.
He was like, I'll just let you walk back and I'll wash the bags.
I had all the luggages there, the golf bags, and man, people were looking at us like, what are these guys doing here?
Yeah, these US idiots. Like, what are they doing? So we finally got out of there, and like you said, we went to go get something to eat. Kind of just walking around the city a little bit.
We stopped at the coffee shop, which is the coffee shop, by the way. Coffee shops.
That's when they looked at us like idiots.
We walked into the thing. It literally said the coffee shop. So we're like, okay, let's
go get some coffee.
Go get some coffee. We have a long day ahead of us. We're not going to bed. So we go into the coffee shop. I'm like, don't smell like coffee. This coffee's nice. It's fresh.
It smells like some weed,
some herbaceous coffee here. And then I see a couple guys and I'm like, I'm looking for the coffee. Like I'm looking everywhere. I'm like, let me see a bean somewhere. I'm like, I start seeing jars. I'm like, you guys don't sell coffee. You're like, oh no, we just call it that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
But that's an Amsterdam thing.
Yeah, and it's their dispensaries.
They call their dispensaries coffee shops. And I bet they looked at us like, you fucking Americans.
So I'm like, what do you call your coffee shop? Dispensaries?
So we left out of there. And the thing that we noticed right away is two things. There are no obese people here.
It's a lot of bikes.
And there's a ton of bikes. The Amsterdam is known as being the city of bicycles. Everybody rides a bike. If you don't have a bike in Amsterdam, like you're not part of the culture. It's more bikes there than cars.
Yeah.
And you know what? And what we'll do, just so you guys can see, we'll attach some videos and some pictures, just so you can see all of the bikes and how many bikes there. The other thing that we noticed too is how quiet it was.
Oh man, listen, we were at the airport. That's when I first noticed, but when we got there, we're in this. I mean, it's an airport. It's wide open. There's hundreds of people, and I'm like doing this, like trying to pop my ears. I'm like, man, my ears not pop. Like, what's going? Because it's quiet. There's hundreds of people, and I'm like, Des, like, do you feel like this should be a lot more louder than it? And he goes, yeah, sure. I'm like, man, okay. So I mental note. Then we go to the next place that was, what was the next place that we went to that had a lot of people?
I don't know, the restaurant.
Yeah, restaurant just everywhere. It was just super quiet. Everybody's very well. We're loud.
Yeah.
We're loud. We're very loud. We're very loud people.
The golf course was nice. This is your first time playing, a whole round of golf.
Yeah.
How about that? I bet you didn't play your first round of golf in Amsterdam.
Let's add in there because I just started playing golf. Let's add in there the video of my swing.
Good solid contact.
No, you got a pretty.
The greenery is beautiful. It is. I had never seen it. There's cottonwood, just floating everywhere.
Yeah,
it's super.
Let me give you some props for this being your first time really going out and playing around the golf. You did like unbelievably well. Like the things that I was, and I'm not the greatest golfer either, but like the chipping was like, the highlight for you
because out of that bunker.
And you got out of the bunker.
Yeah.
It was on the third swing.
Like, hey,
but but because you didn't understand. I kept telling you got to swing hard through this to get the sand. So when you did it the first time, you swung harder than usual. I was like, no, sir. You got to swing that thing hard and then let the sand push the ball up, right? And then you did it, and it was like pro level.
Yeah.
And then the second time, I didn't even have to coach you. You just did it on your own. Yeah. And then the chips, man, like your chips, after we coached on how to chip the ball, man, your chips were pretty damn good.
I'm excited. I'm excited to keep learning. I spent 3 hours at the range 2 days ago.
Yeah.
My abs are sore from rotating so much. I'm like, oh, this is nice. I like that.
So, man, Amsterdam was a good trip, man. The other weird thing, it didn't get dark until like 10:50, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that was everywhere. They have blackout curtains and everywhere.
Yeah,
it's like I actually asked somebody there. I'm like, so what do you guys do? In the seasons where everything closes or not closes later, but the sun sets later. Do you guys like start later in the day the next day? And she's like, no, everything's normal. And I'm like, how would you be able to? Like, I'm talking about it's 9 o'clock. Matter of fact, I'll show you a video. I'll send a video.
Yeah.
It's the video's at like 9:30, and it is like
it's daylight.
It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. It's
daylight.
Yeah. All right, listen. It's 9 p.m. at night, and everybody's out. Isn't that crazy? Look, 9 p.m.
Yeah, man. So just a really, really good trip. And now that we're back, now we got to capitalize on all of that opportunity. And like we said, with John, we've already gotten some opportunity with him. But even with everything else, I think just having that experience and now coming back and we're getting into AI, right? And now we're able to say, okay, with the AI agents that we're building, what it is that we do that AI can now go and do across the world.
Yeah, because now we got the confirmation that, remember, this was all an idea. And like, this wasn't like, hey, everyone else is doing it. All these brokers are going out. This was like, we were like, hey, what if we are that last, the arm of execution in the US side? We confirmed that there is a need for that. And now we're going to come back and use AI, like you said, to our advantage. And now we want to knock on every international door, every country out there that imports to America.
Right. And basically take AI through everything that we did. The only thing that AI can't do is physically be in front of somebody.
Right. Not yet.
And that's where, we still have to go to the different conferences. Singapore is one that we talked about.
You have the data centers and
all the stuff here in the US. But we told you guys that we were going to give you the update on Amsterdam and Breakbulk. Europe. We'll attach some pictures here. And if you're a broker, listen, the best advice that I can give you is get out there and get in front of people if you have the ability to. And if you are a owner of the company, you have to get out there. You have to get in front of people because the days of just calling and trying to do the cold calls, those days are not going to be effective. AI is taking over that for one. So if you're not doing AI, you're going to get left behind. And then the thing that AI can't beat is the face-to-face interaction. So combining those two things together is going to power up any brokerage out there that's doing it at a high level. Besides that, man, anything else?
Oh, no, just to add on that, you got to shake hands now. The industry's changing. Business is changing, period. I mean, you got to shake hands. Everything is so, it's also a down thing because of this, I wouldn't say it's a down thing, but because AI and the computers are becoming so high level now, the shaking of the hand and coming to meet your client is becoming kind of obsolete to people because you can just close the deal over the phone quickly, but going and flying out and meeting your client is a big thing. I mean, we just closed a big project out for the end of the year and all next year. And the first thing I said was, I said, hey, when can I come out there? And he's like, whatever you want. And we went, we scheduled it, and he's happier than ever because we're coming out there. I asked him actually if we need boots and vests.
Yeah, the people,
hats,
PPP.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm just gonna drive you guys around, and we'll go to different sites and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, well, I ordered them anyways, so
yeah. And that's it. And when you think about making a difference and becoming somewhat irreplaceable, right?
Right.
Where people are not just shopping for the next best quote. That's the stuff that does it. Because now that I know you in person, Louis, I know your personality. We've bonded a little bit.
Yeah. We shared a meal,
Yeah, we've talked about what our families mean to us. We talked about why we do what we do, and we shared these conversations. And now people understand our why, and then we understand their why. Now, when somebody come in and they undercut us by $100 a load, it's not gonna get them to move off of us because one, we're gonna do the work right, and two, there's a humanity element that's gonna be harder to break than just that transactional element.
Exactly. It's not transactional.
Right.
You are their guy. Like when they say, "Oh, I got a guy," or "My guy," you want to become their guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And man, I still do hate this. People say this, and it's such a cliche. And people work with people that they know, like, and trust. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I know that. But how do they get to know you? How do they get to like you? And how do they get to trust you best? That's not over the phone.
No,
That's not
not
via email. That's like feeling somebody's energy, looking them in the eye, like talking about some of the serious stuff, laughing about some of the shit that might have went on that was comical, but it hurt a little bit,
right.
but it's still comical, and you're able to talk about it and share those experiences. And now that energy connects, and it's hard to break that. Yeah. So cool. We'll share all of those videos. We'll share the pictures. And we'll continue to share with you guys on our experiences as we, flesh them out over the days, because Bear Down Level Up is about, helping this industry, brokers in particular, level up. And we do that by bringing you guys behind the curtain of Bear Down Logistics and what we're doing every day here. One thing that we're going to do that we have coming is that we're going to start to highlight the people that is behind the curtain, that are behind the curtain, so we can sit out here and do this for an hour or two every other week. Because without the people that help us do what we do, we couldn't do what we do. We wouldn't be able to share what we share. We wouldn't be able to go to Amsterdam and have those experiences. So those people are just as important as we are. And we want to highlight them, not necessarily just to highlight them, but maybe there is something that you can glean from them as you're continuing to build your brokerage. And as we continue to build our brokerage, you may see something that we're doing and say, hey, you guys, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? We want that type of interaction. Man, we want this to be the best podcast because we're interacting, because we're receiving, and we're also giving. So that's Bear Down Level Up for this week. Y'all join us next week. Hey, and also, man, if you got anything from this, if you enjoyed it any, go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the notification buttons, and come back and see your boy Des Clark along with Louis Santana for the next episode of Bear Down Level Up.
Thanks for listening to the Bear Down Level Up podcast. Be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes. Until next time, keep bearing down and leveling up.